Let's get to the latest of the Delhi High Court that was hearing the case on oxygen shortage. Now, the Delhi High Court has said that it will not spare anybody who tries to obstruct the transportation of oxygen. This after another set of hospitals approached the High Court seeking help as they run out of oxygen supply. Now, the High Court has questioned the centre on how they're preparing for a tsunami of cases which are expected in May. The Solicitor General told court they've already decided to import 50,000 metric tons of oxygen. The Delhi High Court has also told the Delhi government to make more efforts to arrange tankers. Meenakshi Bhanja joins me with more details. Meenakshi, what transpired in the courtrooms today?
Well, it was a very surcharged hearing, given the fact that the situation on ground continues to be very grave. And for the first time, we're seeing a scenario where hospitals, respectively, are moving the Delhi High Court seeking for its intervention, given the fact that their oxygen supplies are fast running out. So what transpired today was this, that our viewers will recall the central government has already allocated 480 metric tons of oxygen as Delhi's quota. However, out of that, till yesterday midnight, Delhi is in receipt of only 309 metric tons. That is what Rahul Mehra for Delhi government informed the High Court. So the High Court wanted to know what the barrier is. Why is the remaining of Delhi's quota of oxygen not reaching Delhi? So we saw interesting war of words being exchanged between, again, the central government and the Kejriwal-led Delhi government, where the central government is of the opinion that it is on account of the incompetence, or rather purported incompetence of the Delhi government, because each state is arranging for their own cryogenic tankers to receive their respective quotas of oxygen, and Delhi so far has not been able to do so. Neither has it informed the central government that it needs more tankers. So in this exchange, Tanvi, that transpired, we saw the court also be pretty not vested with authority to move beyond its scope of jurisdiction, because still and unless the oxygen supplies actually physically arrive in Delhi, it is very difficult to allocate to any of these hospitals. Another thing which happened today, which is hugely interesting, is for the first time we're seeing these hospitals urge for the Delhi High Court to provide some security bandobast for them, given the fact that they would be compelled to discharge these patients because they are fast running out of oxygen supply. To which again we saw the central government tell the Delhi High Court to not pass any per se orders for deployment of police personnel, that the police department is cognizant of the situation. It would proceed on ground as the situation would warrant for that point in time. So the High Court also wanted to know for the month of May what the government is planning, because according to the High Court, it would be a tsunami-like scenario in Delhi. To which, like you rightly mentioned, the government has said that it is planning additional massive import of oxygen, and that apart, it is trying to do all it can on ground to really plug the situation. At the same time, it said it did not want to spread panic amongst the people.
Meenakshi, there, of course, while you say, these are the two key things that came from the court itself, and especially, with the hospitals seeking security for oxygen transport, and even at their hospitals. The other aspect was this fight and exchange of words that happened between the Delhi government and their counsel in court, and Solicitor General on behalf of the centre. Take us through those details. We believe at one point when the Delhi government was complaining about centre not giving what is being allocated to Delhi, the Solicitor General turned around and said, "Don't be a crybaby."
Right, that happened, and we're seeing this play out since yesterday. We will recall when Delhi Chief Minister infamously now broadcast his meeting, or what transpired in the Chief Minister's meeting, and we saw the Prime Minister pull him up. It has not been a very comfortable relationship, again, that central government and the Delhi government have shared. That has played out today. Solicitor General repeatedly reminding Rahul Mehra that these are issues that are tackled at an administrative level. Why is he playing to headlines? That was also said in court today. And also the fact that a lot of a lot of lack is on Delhi government's shoulders. That is what the solicitor was trying to communicate to the court, because there is a communication gap, according to the solicitor, that has not been able to be effectively plugged, because he said that all other states are making arrangements of these cryogenic tankers to receive their share of oxygen. Why is it that the Delhi government has not been able to effectively get this message? So the court today has wrapped and reprimanded the Delhi government as well. The court went on to remind the Delhi government, does the Delhi government expect for everything to be served on a platter to itself? And the court said that it has to be in coordination with the central government authorities, and there cannot be this kind of a exchange that can happen between the central government and the Delhi government, and the lack of coordination, which is actually impacting lives. Because again, what we saw today was Jaipur Golden Hospital of Delhi, which has already lost 25 lives of its patients, has categorically told the High Court that it is expecting more loss of lives. So clearly, in this war of word, or the acrimonious atmosphere that currently exists between the Delhi government and the central government, it is the people on ground who continue to suffer.
All right, Meenakshi, thanks so much for joining us with those updates on what transpired in the High Court.